All right, everybody, welcome out to another episode of Windshield Time at Mountain Land Supply. I'm Joey. I'm joined by Spencer Shorts.
Yep. There you go. That's all you get.
That was great for radio, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
Also joined by Sadie Andrus. Do you say Andrews or Andrus?
Andrus.
Andrus, my bad.
It's all good.
Karen, do you say Lawrence or am I going to screw that up too?
It's Lawrence.
Okay, good. All right. I didn't know if it was like Lawrence because, I mean, there could be. I always say my last name's like Liddle, you know?
If it is, I wouldn't know. I got married 2 years ago, and they never corrected me, so.
Oh, good. Good. My wife's name is Tawny, and my grandpa used to call her Connie because he couldn't hear, obviously, until he saw our wedding announcement and he saw the T, and he's like, "You're telling me you let me call her Connie for 3 years before you got married?" I'm like, I wasn't going to correct you, Grandpa. You know? So, yeah, you don't correct people about names, right?
Well, my bad.
I asked to be corrected because that was a genuine like curiosity.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that's good. I can now say it the right way. So thank you for coming on, even though you didn't want to, but you did come bearing gifts of sourdough. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
So yeah, she didn't want to come on, and she brought me a gift. So that's setting the bar really, really freaking high.
I wasn't actually didn't mind that I would come on because
Yes.
I kind of knew that. I mean, you're kind of making your rounds.
It was
right?
coming, yeah.
So it's coming anyways. Might
Don't
as well
delay the
just
inevitable.
Get it over with, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and there's a reason why I'm making the rounds, because I want everybody at the company to understand the different processes and departments that we have, and then they can see how the things they do every day either, complement or complicate things other people are doing, because we don't know what we don't know. And you can go on merrily through life and you could be stepping on somebody's toe and you have no idea until you do. So that's really what I wanted to do. So maybe let's start with Sadie. And we'll just kind of say like where you came from, how you came to Mountain Land, how long you've been here, that sort of stuff.
Okay. Well, I actually came from Great Western, so I.
I mean, yay! We can do a little cheer. Yeah. Welcome to the party.
Yeah. So, and there wasn't much movement over there. So I just, I wanted to be able to grow.
What were you hired over there for? Like,
Secretary.
Okay, originally like an office administrator, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I don't say, yeah.
Yeah.
More like that. So I did their invoicing just for the Orem branch, and then answered phones and begged Jordan.
Directed traffic.
To let me do anything else that he wanted me to do.
Jordan's a good man.
He is a good man.
He's a good man. So, and you've been here, is it 4 years?
Yeah, it'll be 4 years in April.
That flew by.
Yeah.
It really did.
I actually feel like I've been here longer.
It's weird
that
way,
it's been a
huh?
long time, but
it's like you
been
just
great.
got here and you've been here your whole life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it often feels that way for me. Like, oh, I swear I just got here 22 years later. I'm the old dude. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, and then, sorry, what was your...
So what do you do now? What's your role now?
Okay, so now I'm a credit supervisor. So I actually just got newly promoted.
Yes,
so
you did.
It's
Congratulations.
been really great.
Yeah.
Karen is part of my team, and then I get to work with Jess and Luke, and then Haley and Megan very closely. So
yeah.
It's been really fun that way. I also still process credit applications.
Yes.
So I'm still doing that.
And some exemption forms.
Yes, lots of exemption forms. Yes. Which is a great way to actually get that out, because we do have processes that are in place for everything.
Yeah.
So, and if not, we'd love to try and get it to work.
Yeah, that's the thing is like none of us will pretend like we have it all figured out.
Yeah.
If you see something that we could do a little bit different, don't be afraid to speak up. Mm-hmm. That's how we get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Okay, Karen, you're up. So how long you been here? Where'd you come from? That sort of stuff.
I've been here for 5 years now, and I came from Walmart, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you doing at Walmart?
I was in their grocery pickup.
Okay.
So, interesting story. It was a group collective to try to get me to switch.
Oh, yeah. That normally happens. Yeah.
It was definitely out of my comfort zone because I had applied for a driving job.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I can't drive that truck.
Yeah.
That's too big.
Yeah.
You want me to lift the AC? What?
Yeah.
So, but COVID happened, and Walmart was actually a war zone.
Oh, yeah.
And
I can imagine.
there was times when I was working from like 3 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. And then I would turn around and do that the next day.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, something needs to change.
Yeah.
So
That's brutal.
I applied, and they were like, you can come in today. And I was like, oh, today. And then so on my lunch, I put together a resume and everything. And they're like, you're hired. And I was like, oh, I have to quit my other job first.
Just details. Just details.
And
Nothing
I
to
was
worry
like,
about.
I need to quit my other job. And since then, I've been a driver. I worked my way up to sales counter because I enjoyed driving for a while, but I knew I wasn't going to want to do that long term because
Sure.
I wanted to start my own family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard that a position was open in credit, and I was like, might as well go for it.
Sure.
Because at that point, I was driving from Orem to Salt Lake every day, and credit's down here in Orem.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's try it.
Yeah.
And then I got that job, and here I am.
But you having that, journey through the company, that helps you a ton, I'm sure, in your current role. Because you're like, oh, yeah, I know why this looks this way or why that happened that way because I've been in those roles.
For the most part, our company is evolving so fast that I just recently shadowed the counter, and I was like, oh, that is not the same as when I was doing that.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's not near the same as when I was doing it.
That is not the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I start trying to, even yesterday, I tried to write up a water heater for my parents, and Brianna Keach had to do it for me because I'm so dumb with that stuff these days. So, yeah, it's amazing how quickly those skills just vacate you when you're focused on something else.
right.
So 5 years you've been here.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I know.
It really is. It's
It
cool.
went by fast. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, it screams by, huh?
Yeah, and then they called me and they're like, hey, happy 5-year anniversary. I'm like, really?
Like,
Oh.
you mean months, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
That is awesome. So you guys are both in the credit department. So explain, because I think we had Tina do this. I think we had Chris do this, but explain the difference between AR and credit. Can you
Okay.
do that?
Yeah.
A little bit?
So AR sends invoices, statements. They take the outgoing calls that are calling in to make payments. And then credit, we do all of the process. So setting up new accounts, setting up job accounts, signing waivers, all that fun
All
stuff.
the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. Yeah.
Well, and we recently, I mean, I guess it's probably been 2 years since we kind of made that division between AR and credit, right? There's a reason for it because the roles are very, very distinct and different.
Yeah.
And for a long time, we were blending the two, and everybody was just trying to wear the same multiple hats. But to specialize and just be, credit and AR, I think has really helped us.
Yeah.
I feel.
Definitely.
Has it been better for your department?
I think it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels better. And then it gives people a pathway, basically everything that's going to happen to get a customer set up with us, that's your world, right?
Yep.
Anything that happens after they're set up with us, aside from lien waivers, happens in the AR world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good way of saying it. So you're working with outside salespeople, counter salespeople. Who else are you working with mostly on a day-to-day?
Inside sells a lot.
Okay, setting up job accounts.
Yep.
Yep.
For me specifically, the credit applications coming in, there are new customers coming with that. So I do get to talk to the new customers as well. So
Which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Right? You get to, hear about maybe their woes or like things we can do better and get a little bit of direct feedback from them. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about those exception forms. Maybe explain why we do those and what that process is.
Yeah. So we've got a few different exception forms. So one usually is after the customer's been declined credit with us, we do have that special exception that, if you feel like they're still going to be a good customer, talk them up.
Yeah, because we have a
talk to
certain standard that we try and look to. And then if somebody falls outside of that, but somebody has a personal relationship and more information,
Yes.
there's a vehicle for them to try and vouch for that person.
Yep.
Which is, it's really just us trying to do the best for the people that we're in business with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that one, and then we do have the special case exception form, which if the customer doesn't want to agree to our terms and conditions and we have to review theirs, we've got something in place for that as well.
And how often does that happen?
Well, I feel like it all
more
comes
and more
at once.
I know.
So like you get a handful at once. And it was actually great because I sent all 3 of those welcome letters out today.
Oh, did you?
So I'm like, yes.
Nice.
They're off my plate.
Well, it's interesting because there's a lot of, especially larger manufacturers or customers that have processes already in place that are outside our normal typical customer. Yeah. They normally have terms and conditions that they just boilerplate and then they send out to their vendors. Where we're a vendor of theirs, they want us to match up to those. Yep. There's not always that big of a difference between the two. And so, as you're reviewing them, you're like, yeah, there's this and this, but we can probably get by with that. You send it through, we look at it, approve or deny.
Yeah.
Which is, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's been a great process. It does take a little bit more time. So I do like to try and remind everyone, like,
be patient.
Remind your customer it's going to take a little bit longer, but we are still working behind the scenes trying to get it to move forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when we say longer, we still move a lot faster than anybody else.
Yeah.
Definitely very fast compared to everybody else. Cause we've been on, if you've been on the AP side and we've been set up with vendors, some of those people take weeks to get it done just cause they're just bogged down in their own process, I guess. I don't know, but we're still pretty responsive to what those customers' needs are.
Yeah. And I like to try and give everyone a heads up of what the next step is too. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with this portion. It's going on to this now. So hopefully that helps.
No, you do an awesome job. You do an awesome job.
Thanks.
So what would you say, Karen, what's like one of the things you enjoy the most about your job currently? And then maybe something that let's start there. We'll start with what you enjoy the most.
I think I like it when I can just sign the waiver, send it on. I've found a lot of joy in like when people are like, oh, we're finished with this project, I need a final waiver. And so I get to sign a final waiver and be like, congratulations on your finished project.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You did it. Good job.
That really is cool because they're happy too. They're like, oh yeah, this is our last thing we got to cross off. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is really cool. That's awesome. Because you in that aspect of it, and I've said this a few times, like a lot of times credit, AR, they can be the very last touch in our customer journey, right? Mm-hmm. And depending on how that ends up, that will entice the customer to come back. Because they can leave on a really awesome note because they're like, yeah, Karen told me congratulations. How cool was that? Who says that? And then they're like, oh man, I can't wait to do another job with Mountain Land, right? Yeah. So what's maybe something that if you could improve it, you would? Not something that like you really hate or anything, but just something that if you could change it a little bit, you would.
That is a very hard question.
I know, that's why I asked
with
it.
Waivers.
I'm trying to get it first because Schwartz is going to try and get underneath me.
Yeah, you're just trying to take my questions.
Yeah. See, you got it written down.
I think something that I wish I could change that frustrates a lot of people is sometimes we need to sign waivers for jobs that we don't have set up. Something that we only put like 1 or 2 orders out there and they're like, I need this waiver. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's a
great example, and that's, I think part of what there's not a breakdown or anything, but that's part of like sales, not understanding that waiver process, and it's not malicious or anything. It's just, they don't understand it. So they're not putting things on the correct job, or they're, putting things on a miscellaneous account that shouldn't have been there. And then somebody comes and asks for a waiver. You're like, I don't know what you're even talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
It's funny because sometimes they'll be like, what do you mean you don't know? You sold me the product. And I'm like, well,
the company did. You're right.
you're not wrong. However, I could look through each invoice and be like, was it this stuff?
Yeah.
Was it this stuff?
Stuff I don't know what it is
A lot of
either.
our customers use numerical POs. So it's really easy when they use the job name as a PO.
Yeah.
That I can find.
Yeah, quickly.
Easy. When they use a numerical PO, I'm like,
Good luck.
oh,
Yeah.
which one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very hard that way.
So I actually, I think the salesmen are quite annoyed with me sometimes because I'm like, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember which invoice it is?
Like, hey, if you're annoyed with me, that's okay because we're all annoyed together. It's all right. We're in this thing together.
But yeah, I guess I wish there was a uniform way, which I know wouldn't work for all of our customers. They have their own processes.
Yeah.
Maybe I could get a crystal ball that would just tell me.
That'd be sweet.
Without having to ask additional questions.
That'd be sweet.
And take more people's time.
Yeah, we'll get ourselves a magic 8-ball. I like that one.
Which invoices is it?
Yeah. Yeah, check back later. That's what they tell me constantly. Sadie, what about you? What's something that you really enjoy about your job?
I honestly like all of it. That's kind of why I didn't want to give up credit applications when.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that.
That's what I told Tina. I'm like,
Yeah. I love it.
just can't give up credit applications. I don't know what it is, but I just really enjoy.
That's
doing
probably
the
pretty
process
rewarding
and-
though, because you get to see everything that's incoming. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh man, look at everybody that's being set up. The company's doing really well.
Yep.
So you get a kind of finger on the pulse of what's going on. I can see that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. I enjoy all of it, honestly.
It's because you're just a
I have
happy
no
person.
complaints.
You're just a happy
I
person. So
am.
long as you get to do your sourdough in the evening, you're going to be
Yes.
ready in the morning.
Yeah,
for
do
it.
my therapy of sourdough at night, and I'm good to go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's something that you wish other departments knew about your department?
I'm kind of with Karen on this of like having those specific processes in place and having them understand the reason why we're asking what we're asking.
Yeah.
We're not just trying to be jerks.
Yeah.
We really are trying to just have that process in place so that it keeps everything flowing.
And it can move
Right.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if we all have the same format and we're all talking the same language, then things just run smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
agree with
I
that.
totally get. The language is different from department to department.
Sure.
And that's fine. I don't know. I think if we can help better communicate what we need from them
Yeah.
and tell them exactly why, I think that, yeah. Or even just having them ask questions too.
Yeah.
I think them asking questions
I
is
think
great,
that's the biggest
too.
thing. If
Yeah.
people will just not be afraid to just, in my words, I always say, I'll be the dum-dum. I'll ask the question that somebody doesn't want to ask because I don't know. But if you just say, I really don't even know what you're talking about, Sadie.
Yeah.
Tell me what I got to do because I'm dumb here. Because a lot of times you have so much more experience with it than a newer salesperson would have with it. And they're like, or I don't even know what a waiver is. Tell me the process. How am I supposed to do that? Wouldn't you rather somebody ask that than just keep pinging them and not getting anything back?
Yeah.
It's like, Dad,
Yep.
just don't be afraid. It's all right. We all have our shortcomings and our blessings and the things we're really good at,
Yep.
which means we have the opposite too, things we're not so great at. But that's good. What do you got, brother?
Man, you were just taking all of mine on purpose. Man. I mean, it sounds like there's
Decimating.
room for some organization and efficiency there between the departments, specifically sales there. So is there one specific step that they could do to help that you could think of?
Pick up a phone.
Pick up a phone.
go.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
We do actually, we're working on SOPs right now. So having those in place and having them be able to watch
And see how it works.
watch the
Yeah.
videos or,
Do the training.
do the training.
Yeah,
And
that'll
that's
be
kind
helpful.
of what we're trying to work towards.
And when all else
So,
fails, pick up a phone.
yeah. Yeah,
or
I'm happy
teams,
to help.
whatever.
Yep. Anyway, reach out. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. So
I can vouch for that. Sadie is very always willing to help out.
Yeah. It's better at the beginning than the end when they're hounding you guys down. Or,
Oh, for sure.
know?
Yep.
yep,
Small fires are always easier to put out than blazes.
Yep.
Yep.
definitely.
Well, thank you both for coming on.
Yeah.
This
Thanks
was
for
fun.
having us.
I can't wait to eat my sourdough bread. It's going to be the greatest thing all day long.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's made with love.
Yeah.
It says it right there.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, so it does.
Sticker made with love.
Oh, I love
Handmade
it.
with love.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Karen, for coming on. Appreciate both of you. Congratulations on being 4 years plus at the company.
Thank you.
And let's do another 4 plus and keep on rolling.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
And thanks everybody out there for jumping in. Enjoy the ride. We'll see you down the road.